Imagine someone faking not just one pregnancy, but multiple pregnancies. This is exactly what's been alleged to have happened in the Laura Owens case. And it raises a deeper question. Why would someone go to those lengths? Laura Owens became the center of controversy after claims that she fabricated pregnancies, leading to legal battles, emotional fallout, and widespread public attention. But today, I don't want to just talk about what happened. I want to view it through the lens of self-mastery, psychology, and human behavior. And what I found might surprise you. So what would cause someone like Laura Owens to fake a pregnancy? It's a question that causes many people to be confused, angry, because for most people, pregnancy is something deeply meaningful, a life-changing experience. But when someone appears to have faked a pregnancy, it raises a bigger question. Why? Not to excuse the behavior, but to understand it. Because when we understand behavior, we understand humans, people. And when we understand people, we better understand ourselves. One possible reason is a need for attention and validation. Pregnancy often brings encouragement, support, sometimes even special treatment or additional care from others. When someone feels lonely, invisible, emotionally neglected, they may create situations that bring connection and attention back into their lives. Pretending to be pregnant allowed Laura to stay connected and to get attention for what she was experiencing. Another possibility is the fear of losing a relationship. When someone we care about starts to pull away, there may be a feeling of abandonment, a fear of being alone, a fear of not being enough. And in those moments, faking a pregnancy might bring closeness, commitment, security. Not a healthy choice, usually driven by fear. There's also the possibility of deeper internal or psychological issues like low self-esteem, unresolved trauma, an unhealthy need for control, or even compulsive lying patterns. These situations usually reflect something deeper happening inside, internally. Because when someone struggles internally, their decisions come from fear rather than clarity. Laura's story is a clear example of emotionally led thinking. There's no logic behind it. That's because the part of the brain that manages emotions is a completely separate region than that responsible for logic and reasoning. Had she actually put some thought into this plan? Well, actually, I got to give her credit. She did put some thought into it. However, it was the wrong kind of thought. She used emotional led thinking instead of logic and reasoning. Because had she actually thought the whole plan through, she would have realized it didn't pass the sniff test. It may pass an HCG test, but that's about it. Another factor could be identity and purpose. Pregnancy creates a new role, a new identity. Now she's not just Laura, she's Laura, a mother to be. And with this new identity brings purpose. What better purpose is there, or greater purpose is there than bringing another human, or in this case, two, into the world? If someone feels lost, uncertain, unsure of who they are, they may cling to something that gives them instant purpose. It sounds like Laura really felt important when she's able to say,
I have done nothing except get pregnant by the bachelor.
It can be about control. When Laura felt she was losing control of the relationship because Clayton or the other men were trying to break up with her, she may have felt that creating a pregnancy allowed her to regain control of the situation. Regaining control can alleviate anxiety if obtained in a healthy way. If not, the anxiety usually returns twofold. just like it did in this situation. Gaining emotional or financial support could have also been a motivator. Laura did threaten to sue for child support. This often happens when someone feels powerless and tries to regain control in unhealthy ways. Here's the bigger picture. When someone creates a situation like faking a pregnancy, it's often a sign of a lack of self-mastery. Because self-mastery means understanding and being able to manage your emotions, being able to communicate your needs, building confidence internally, and making decisions based on awareness rather than fear. Without self-mastery, people may react from insecurity, fear, or emotional pain. But with self-mastery, people can address those feelings directly without having to create situations to cope with them. This isn't just about Laura Owens. It's about human behavior. Because at some point, we all face moments where fear tries to drive our decision making. The difference is self-mastery allows us to pause, reflect, and make decisions that are with the intent of what's in the best interest of all involved, rather than just what serves us in the moment. So the real takeaway isn't just asking, what would cause someone like Laura Owens to fake pregnancies? The real takeaway is what happens when we don't learn to master ourselves and how powerful our lives become when we do. Because when you master yourself, you don't need to create situations to feel valued. You already know your worth. And that changes everything. If this video made you think or gave you a new perspective, comment new below. And if you're interested in more conversations about self-mastery, resilience, and human behavior, subscribe, because that's what this channel is all about. Until next time, self-mastery mates, take care of yourselves.